The neon lights of Sector 7's repair bay cast long shadows across the concrete floor as Daniel wiped grease from his hands. Another 14-hour shift fixing plasma conduits and recalibrating neural interfaces for the city's elite combat units had left him exhausted, his back aching, the protein paste he'd eaten for dinner sitting like a rock in his stomach. That's when she crashed through the ceiling. The impact shook the entire building, sending tools clattering to the floor and triggering alarms across 3 city blocks. Daniel dove behind a workbench as debris rained down, heart hammering. When the dust settled, he peered over the edge and saw her, magnificent and terrifying in equal measure. 8 feet of scaled armor, biomechanical wings crackling with residual energy, and eyes glowing molten gold. A dragon warrior, one of the genetically enhanced super soldiers that had defended humanity from the Void Swarm for the last 2 decades. But she was dying. "Help!" she rasped, her voice distorted through the helmet's external speakers. "Please!" Daniel's training warred with instinct. Dragon warriors were legends, half-human, half-synthetic dragon DNA, bonded with adaptive armor that made them nearly invincible. They didn't need help from someone like him. They certainly didn't crash through mechanics' workshops begging for assistance. Yet the hole in her left wing told a different story. Void toxin, the signature purple-black core weapon of the swarm, was spreading through the metallic membrane, eating at the delicate neural connections that allowed her to fly. "I'm just a mechanic," Daniel said, voice steadier than he felt. "You need a military medbay." "No time," she groaned, collapsing onto her hands and knees. That's when Daniel saw the identifier on her shoulder plate. Orla 7. He'd heard of her. Everyone had. She'd held the Western Wall single-handedly for 6 hours during the siege of New Portland. She'd saved thousands of lives. Now she bled glowing blue blood onto his workshop floor. Daniel's hands moved before his brain could catch up. He grabbed his toolkit and rushed to her side. "Tell me what you need." "The wing. The toxin is spreading to my neural core. If it reaches my spine, I'm dead. You have to cut it out. Cut out the toxin." "I work on machines, not—" "I am a machine," Orla said bitterly. 60% synthetic. The wings are fully mechanical. You can do this. Daniel examined the wound. The void toxin followed the microscopic wiring that ran through the wing structure. If he could trace the infected pathways and sever them before they reached her central nervous system, "I'll need access to your diagnostic port," he said, pulling up his neural interface tablet. "You'll have to tell me if I'm about to hit something vital." "Do it." For the next hour, Daniel worked with unprecedented focus. Hands used to repairing lifeless machines now held the fate of a living being. Orla guided him through her internal systems, her voice weakening as the toxin crept closer to her spine. "Love cluster. Severed at node 73, she whispered. Daniel's microlaser cut through infected wiring with surgical precision. Toxin-laced segments hissed as they hit the floor, but there was so much of it spreading faster than he could cut. "I'm not going to make it in time," Daniel said, watching the toxin advance on his scanner. "Then don't chase it." Orla's eyes flickered. "Get ahead of it. Cut the connections before it reaches them. You'll lose wing function, but better grounded than dead." Daniel acted immediately. Tracing the neural pathways ahead of the toxin, he severed them one by one. It went against every instinct. He'd never destroy functional systems to save a machine. But Orla wasn't just a machine, and this wasn't just a repair job. The toxin hit the severed connections and stopped. "It's contained," Daniel said. "You're going to be okay." Orla didn't respond immediately. When she finally spoke, her voice was softer, more human. "Why did you help me? Why wouldn't I?" Daniel replied, "I'm a weapon, a tool. Most people see the armor and wings and forget there's a person inside." He studied her face through the transparent helmet sections. Glowing eyes, scaled plating. But beneath it, he saw her, young, maybe his age, scared, alone. "I see you," he said simply. An alert blared on his tablet. Daniel's blood ran cold as he read the transmission. "Void swarm detected. Incoming from the northeast. heading straight for civilian sectors. Orla tried to stand, damaged systems protesting. I have to, she said. You can't fly. Even if I jury-rig the connections, you'll have maybe 10% mobility, Daniel said. Then I'll fight on the ground. Her voice hardened. Those people need protection. Daniel looked around his workshop, decades of accumulated tools and knowledge. He thought about all the times people told him he was just a mechanic, that his work didn't matter compared to warriors and soldiers. No, he said. We'll fight together. Orla stared. What? You provide the firepower. I'll be your tactical support. Daniel moved quickly, pulling equipment from storage. I can remote link to your systems, give real-time diagnostics and threat assessment, reroute power from damaged systems, compensate for mobility loss. You'll be my weapons platform, and I'll be your co-pilot. That's insane, she said. Probably, Daniel grinned despite the terror coursing through him. But you asked if a human mechanic can really help a dragon warrior in a fight. Let's find out. They worked together, linking his tablet to her systems while she loaded ammunition and ran system checks. By the time the Void Swarm's first wave hit the outer perimeter, they were ready. Through the neural link, Daniel felt Orla's systems as if they were his own. Strain on joints, heat buildup in plasma cannons, tiny adjustments every second to stay combat effective. He fed her information faster than her own sensors could process, highlighting weak points, predicting attacks, rerouting power to shields a split second before impacts. Orla moved like liquid death despite her damaged wing. Daniel's calculations allowed her to compensate for the loss of aerial mobility with precise positioning and tactical awareness. Together, they became something neither could have been alone. When the last void creature fell and the all-clear sounded, Orla and Daniel stood amid the ruins of Sector 7's eastern approach, shaking with exhaustion. You saved my life, Orla said quietly. You saved the city, Daniel replied. Not the same. Orla's helmet retracted, revealing her face fully for the first time. Young, short dark hair, scars telling stories of countless battles. Never the same again. Today, I learned that warriors don't fight alone, and a mechanic's hands can be just as powerful as a warrior's weapons. Daniel smiled at his grease-stained, trembling hands. Can a human mechanic really help a dragon warrior in a fight? Orla reached out, clasping his shoulder, grip surprisingly gentle despite her enhanced strength. Not just help, she said. Save partner. Make whole. As emergency services arrived and the city slowly returned to life, Daniel realized his quiet existence as an invisible technician had ended. He'd stepped into the light, not as a warrior himself but as something equally important. The human connection that reminded weapons they were still people. In a war against the void, that might be the most powerful thing of all. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.